Hi, my name is Marko Nastic and you're watching Toasted.
Marko, welcome.
Oh, hi, how is it going?
Very well, very well. Bit tired because we're walking around for 3 days here in this beautiful spot.
3 days here, huh?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that's the same for me. I was like actually sick after the exit. Actually, I was already sick on exit, so like I was fighting home with lying. It happens. Like I was like kind of last 2 weeks I was having lots of gigs. So when I came back from Berlin, I was going directly to the exit, and everybody's like, "Yeah, you're okay. Everything is fine." I'm like, I didn't feel so fine. So in the end, I was like home. Like I actually left already on Thursday home. So.
What did you have? Like the flu, or?
Yeah, I'm taking lots of medicine. I'm even like still doing the how you call this in English with the aspirator, like for my lungs. Yeah, still like almost 7 days now.
But how was exit for you? Pretty good, right? I saw some radical footage.
Yeah, it was quite nice. Actually, like it was a bit different because like different kind of music. So like with Solomon and the rest of the people who was playing that night, and we were in the end playing techno, and it was like. 15 years revival of my band, which was like back in 90s, and
Which is my next question, the Teenage Techno Punks. Why did you revive them actually?
yeah, that was actually an idea from the festival. We were friends, so like we didn't do it for a long time. So I still play techno, but not so fully on, like, because I like to make combination between minimal and house. So it was actually quite inspiring because I go back home and I go in the studio and I make a track. Yeah, it was funny.
But this is for us, for the entire crew, it's the first time actually that we were in Serbia and in Montenegro and in Croatia, and it struck us that especially like the more harder, faster and more dynamic dance styles are popular here. Like techno is really popular, and also the drum and bass and grime are really popular.
Well, like it's like in Holland, you know, like when you see like Awakenings and the rest of the festivals, like they have so much techno, you know. So same here. Like I don't know, like from my angle, like techno became very mainstream here, and like if you want to find some other options for the music, then you go deeper underground, and this is not so popular. Like that's why I like more minimal or some sort of crazy house, or of course in techno. But like this mainstream techno here is like almost like commercial music from my angle, you know.
You were one of the first guys to really make it outside of your country. You toured the world, started in Brazil for the first time. How did you do it, and why do you think you were a success outside first?
Well, first I think I was a bit lucky. Well, I don't know, like I had this insane obsession with mixing, you know, like I became very famous. I was mixing 3 decks all the way. And then Umek from Slovenia saw me once, and he's like, "Wow, this is amazing! We need to play together." And then I gave him a demo. He released it. They immediately took me to the agency, and it was like somehow like, you know, watching some MTV documentary about some artist. It was like that. So, and then they called me, you know, and then you grow up, you change, you want to test different kind of things, you know. But that was how it started.
So what's your advice to aspiring DJs who want to do the same and they're still playing in their bedroom, but they want to break out and do the stuff that you did, basically?
Well, like for me, the mixing is a passion, so I'm always keeping that, you know. I'm still buying vinyls, and this is like my first thing. But honestly, I discovered through myself, and one day I decided to build my big studio, not like studio, like real studio, but to go till the end. And then I found everything what I wanted. So I produce now lots of kind of different stuff, and I find lots of inspiration in everything what I do. So, but of course, it was more, if you're a youngster, if you don't have money, then it's a bit more complicated. But if you want this analog stuff, and if you want this sort of inspiration, then this is it, you know. This is my thing now.
Still lots of pictures of you playing vinyl. I mean, there's one picture that struck me at the Fresh Wave Festival where there's like boxes of vinyl behind you, yeah, with records sticking out.
Well, you know, the thing is, like when I go back in a time when I was really young, you know, I was really hard finding records, you know, and it was like really we need to go to travel and to find the records. And nowadays I get a little bit pissed off because like everything is so here, you know. So, and somehow I think that lots of people actually don't invest in that sort of way, that they don't find this sort of record. And I think that like there is so much good music, not necessarily means it's on vinyl or digital, but I try to make a combination between, like, I buy vinyl only because then I get some sort of exclusivity, and then of course digital, and plus I get lots of promos. So
Hey, a thing I found on your Facebook page is a small movie on Vice where there's a picture of a girl, and she actually did this. named "I Fooled the World That I Was a Famous EDM DJ."
Yeah. Well, this is funny article. Yeah. Like lots of things happening. Like lots of hype. You can make lots of hype around yourself, and people are following that, especially with the internet. Like these things change with me being youngster, which then it was like very soft internet, and now you can rule the world with the internet. If you have extra cash, you can make your own marketing all around that. Around Facebook.
What do you think of this EDM thing? I mean, the fact that this girl pretended to be a famous EDM DJ and everybody believed her.
Well, it's definitely it's music for younger crowd, and then that's why it's like this. The people believe her, I can notice through my relatives and my brothers and sisters, and then I'm their brother Marko, and they ask me for the list, but they somehow also they like some sort of EDM because they're young. So I understand that.
Hey, I found this page where it says that you have your fashion label NSTC. I didn't find any designs or any products I could buy. Is the label actually?
Yeah, it's it's funny story. Like my family, we're all from back in '90s. We were like connected with the fashion, and when the war came, this kind of slowed down, and it was kind of faded out. And so I like fashion. So when I started to do this, actually, it was more like, I was doing something for like days, and I stopped it, and then I need to do something more, because when I stop to do something, then you can't. I need like days to start to do again something. I just kind of I needed the tempo, and I started with the bags, and I already have like kind of maybe 9 articles, but it's just like fun, Like original idea is I make like a startup, find investors, and I get rich.
I thought you already were.
It's a very good quality. I'm very satisfied, but it's handmade. It's like I find this super artist from Serbia who do this with the hands, and all the letter is from Italian company who actually made all the letter for Prada. So it's quite interesting, but it's not so cheap for Serbia, So the idea is like when I finished finally the website and the shooting, we decided who's going to be the models, which is a good start. But I think over the summer I'm going to focus on that, because it's like touring, and plus I'm father, so it's like. And when you get a kid, people don't understand how this changed the perspective of everything.
How does it change your perspective, actually?
It's amazing, but it's lots of responsibility in the same time, and it's very hard. Like this, I was traveling last 3 days, and I actually didn't sleep on Friday because I don't know why I chose this stupid flight to go in late night. So I just came in the hotel, go directly in the club. I was playing for 4 hours. Go directly back to the airport, and then I go home. I set a kid, and I put earplugs in the. I was sleeping. It sounds bad, but actually this is how it works for the weekends, and I'm very thankful that my wife understands. So.
A friend of mine, when he got his kid, he said, when I was younger, I was like 12, and I didn't have a kid. I always look to like the grown-up people, like they are in the know and they know what it's about. They're responsible people. And then finally, when I grew up and I got my own kids, I realized that they didn't know shit. Yeah. They were basically still young, but they just pretended to know everything.
Yeah. I don't know. For me, I was waiting kid for a long time, and when it happens, I don't I have oscillations. People, when they start to talk about how hard it is, I say in the beginning it's actually easy. When the time is passing, it's getting worse. But it's fine. I think that my daughter is growing up in nice surrounding. My studio is in the house, so she's coming and touching the modular, and she's dancing. I think this is very important for the kid, that she feel the same vibe like you're feeling. And now she already started to go to kindergarten, so that gives me extra space. So, but it's still, it's big responsibility. It's just never ending.
Hey, you still make music? I saw I listened to Raw Pizza, which is pretty fresh, right?
Yeah, this is something. It's very fresh. Yeah, I do lots of music. I'm kind of really focused on a project which I'm doing with Ana Churchin. She's Serbian how do you say this? songwriter and singer. She's something between blues and Americana, and actually this is now happening. I'm really happy because of that, because I think this project is going to put me on some different level, because it sounds totally like wow. It's like more for concerts, but we're still working on all the concept, and actually album is not finished. Like originally she was guest on my song, which I hope that is going to come out in November. And then she was like, wow, this is amazing, can we try something together? It's like, yes, why not? So like I was trying to improvise with the modular, with all jam, with all machines, and then like we now end up with like 10 songs, so it's like totally different what I'm doing, but it's very interesting, you know. But
it's a complete album now.
Well, the problem, she's now away. She's like in New York for 2 months, 3 months, and more or less lots of my part of work I done. So I'm waiting. Like we don't have all the tracks, all text. Right, we didn't finish all text for the songs, but more or less all the beats and everything, music is there. So yeah.
What's it going to be called? Do you have an idea for the album?
That's the we are still stuck with the name. I want to be like, because Anna and Marko are like a AM sound system, but it's kind of like something I heard before. So, but we're still talking about it. You know, I think it's going to happen. You know. Yeah.
Will it be on your own label? Or?
No. I'm gonna talk with somebody older, mature than me to help me with this, because I think it sounds very international. She have beautiful voice. She's really an extraordinary person. So I will try somewhere bigger and not in Serbia. No.
What holds in your future for you? What are your plans? Releasing new music tours?
Yeah, that's only what I'm gonna do. One kid, definitely more, maybe 2. Depends if my wife says yes. Well, I'm working simultaneously on 3 projects, and a part of Marko Nastic, I'm doing this project with Anna, and now I want to start something which I was wishing for a long time, and finally I'm there. I'm gonna also do techno project, just live. Like I'm gonna bring modular, and I'm just gonna jam, and that's the idea, because finally I know how to do it very good, and this was something which I was dreaming for a long time, but I was always kind of just DJing, and somehow I don't want that I always DJ like Marko Nastic to be techno. I want to be something else. So this is gonna be something which, when book me, I'm gonna be different name, and it's gonna be techno full on.
What will the name be?
Nasta. This is Nick.
But this is like Jeff Mills with the drum computer live, like read with it.
Yeah, it's like I have big setup. It's gonna be like one reader machine, one sampler, like assorted sorted modulars which I need, and sequencer, and this is it. No computer. Maybe computer in the beginning, which I'm gonna get the flow. But I have amazing sequencer which I'm using with all the way in the studio, called Circlone, which in the end I don't need computer with them, because more or less all the music I make with it. So, but it's going.
Lots of cool stuff. Thanks so much, man.
Thank you.